Welcome, bienvenidos. You are so brave. That is your characteristic. So I developed this podcast for you, Coaching the Brave podcast with Giovanna Chase, where we talk about all things positive and the power of coaching in the military community. Enjoy. From today, January 13th, to February 17th, this series will take about 6 weeks. I'll be sharing with you what coaching is and what it isn't, the core concepts of coaching, and provide some personal experiences along the way. This series is for you if you enjoy learning new things overall, if you may be interested in a coaching career in the future or currently, and if you're genuinely curious about behavior change and positive psychology in your life and how you can change some aspects. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Oh my goodness. Welcome to week 2 of Coaching the Brave podcast. I am your host, Giovanna Chase, and today we're going to be talking about 3 coaching concepts. So the first one is a short history of where coaching came from, what coaching is and what it isn't, and the steps of my coaching process and how that stems from the coaching process of the art and the science of what coaching truly is, especially in the medical field. So did you know that the word coach is rooted from the country of Hungary? Yes, it is. In the city of Koch, Hungary. That was the first city where the first vehicles were made. So if you could imagine, like the designer bags, Coach, you know what their little icon is, right? It's a coach and a buggy and the horses, right? Well, that's exactly what the vehicles were. And just like the driver coaches the horses where to go, left, right, straight, that is where coaching derived from. Health and life coaching didn't exactly start out first. If you could think of a trainer, a personal trainer, Spartan race trainer, right? You don't hear many of them calling themselves coaches. Now, I'm not here to tell you about the history of that. I am here to tell you about the history of sports coaching, however. So if you look at, if you've ever ran a Spartan race, they have this section in their field where it says coach. And I always take pictures there because my husband likes to run these. And I always take a picture there because I'm like, oh, if they have coaches, I want to be one of their coaches. Well, after doing a little bit of research, it's actually a athletic coach, right? So they are more based on, yes, mental, but also physical. And so in our new age, those are usually called trainers. But of course, it was a coach back in the Spartan age. And so the history of health and life coaches derived from sports coaches. The leaders in sports coaches, they were very wise, and they directly instructed either a team or an athlete, right? So back in 1914, during World War I, guess who used coaches to mentor and help in physical body efforts and skills development, as well as team building? Ding, ding, ding! It was the military. Oh my goodness. Can you guys believe this? So much good and rich history comes from just one word: coach. Just sit with that for a minute. And then, of course, we have the up-and-coming life coach and the health coach. Now, in the 1950s, employers actually realized that there was almost like an epidemic within their employees. Cancer was on the rise, strokes, heart disease, obesity. Of course, the food industry was changing, right? So they implemented all of these different wellness regimens within their scope of employment. They implemented physical activity. They implemented different health plans into their insurances, even some time for their employees to get some aerobics in. That was when aerobics was very popular, right? And then over the decades, it would evolve. And, this leads me to kind of integrate both the health and the life coach kind of together, because it was the 1970s to 1980s where Thomas Leonard, he was one of the founding fathers of the International Coach Federation, which is very prestigious in the life coaching industry. He was the one who kind of started the life coaching, and he did that because he was a financial counselor. And what he realized was that a lot of his clients, they didn't like to be told what to do, with their money. They didn't like to be just told, this is how you're going to use your money, or this is how you're going to save your money. No, he realized that people needed a more well-rounded approach to getting the results that they wanted, but not necessarily being, it had to be within their power, if you understand what I'm saying. So he started doing his research. He made his own coaching university, and with his university became a lot of what is taught in the International Coach Federation. Historically, he said, the history of life coaching goes back to the sports coaching and how advantageous it can be for people in all walks of life and occupations to have the support of a coach to bring them to their full potential. So imagine these people now being more understood by this financial counselor, because he understood, wait a minute, they feel helpless by me telling them what to do with their money. How can I find another way to approach the situation and help them get to where they want to be in a way that's more empowering to them? When we finally can take the time to listen to our people and say, wait a minute, there's got to be another way. How can I get there? And he found the way, and he got there, and now it's this huge, growing career that so many people can be involved with. So that leads me to my second, what is coaching? So imagine, because today's episode is called To Coach or Not to Coach. Imagine yourself fresh out of college or fresh out of a certification, some course that you just finished, that you are so fresh in the knowledge that you just learned, and you just want to share it with the world. You want to prove to the world that you are knowledgeable and you have the skills, and you're about to change the world, right? When we think about a certain profession that we want to do, there are boundaries that we have to follow. Okay? Yes, our friends are supportive. They love you and they love us, and there to motivate and everything, but they're also friends, and we have to say, there's a time and a place for this profession and this knowledge, right? You can't just be on all the time. Ugh, we can get annoying that way, right? Well, I learned that the hard way. Yeah, now you guys understand, right, where I was going with that. So I didn't know the boundaries that I had to take. And of course, I try to respect them as much as possible. But again, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. It's just what you can learn is the way in which you approach it, right? So don't just dismiss what your friends are saying to you. Like for example, gosh, I feel so helpless with my kids. Like they are not listening. I'm not going to tell them, well, because you're doing this, blah, 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 blah. That's why. No, that's accusatory. That's not supportive at all. That's judging. It would have been more of the, wow, I hear you, friend. I hear you. But no, some of us just take what we've learned and just go 100% with it. And we just kind of tell people what they don't want to hear, to be honest. Unsolicited information. So that is something that I learned as a coach, is to not to give unsolicited information. So what is coaching, right? When you learn about what is coaching, the role of the coach is to facilitate long-lasting behavioral change with the whole person, mentally, physically, and socially, as well, to implement and integrate those new changes within their nervous system. When you're able to teach and facilitate that type of action with one individual at a time, integrating that within their nervous system is the next step to helping them have the change for everlasting change and lifestyle. So coaching is truly an art and a science. I'm going to let you sit with that one too. Coaching uses behavioral change and positive psychology to motivate, empower, encourage, validate, and provide dignity back into that person. Imagine a background of any color and pick out your favorite font and imagine the words coaching and the equals symbol, self-belief with support on that background. That is the result that person will gain after coaching. Coaching equals self-belief with support. Hashtag Yovi. That is my belief on coaching. Once you commit to this behavior change as an individual, you gain support automatically with a coach, any coach. And what is belief? Belief is trusting and faith, or even confidence in something or someone. So imagine if you had that belief in yourself. Self-belief. Oh my gosh, what could you do? The possibilities are endless. You gain results for yourself. Wisdom, compassion for yourself and for others because you've been there, done that. Respect. And the list goes on, my friends. What could you do with more self-belief? So let me tell you what coaching is not. Coaching is not therapy. It's not mentoring. It's not a friend. We are not dietitians, nutritionists, psychologists, counselors, or doctors. I will stress this till the day I die. We are not here to tell you what to do. We do not give you something to follow, okay? We are stern, yet motivating. We are precise, compassionate. We are persistent, yet not judgmental. We do not judge. So let me explain this a little bit more. When you are in a coaching session, provided the coach is certified ICF, right? Or NBHWC certified, there should not be any, this is what you follow, this is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. No, 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 no. A coach is here to follow your lead, but to ask you curated questions to help you go just a bit deeper into what you already know. Have you ever heard the phrase, gosh, I know what to do, I just don't always do it? That's exactly what we're here for, to help you get it done. So for example, let's say that you have a parent or yourself even. Let's say that you went to the doctors and the doctor said, hey, you're healthy. Like all your labs came back fine. The only thing is your BMI is a little high. Just, before you come back for your next 6-month visit, I want to see you lose at least 20 pounds. And you leave the doctor's office and you're like, oh, heck yeah, I just have to lose 20 pounds. I'm healthy as all get out. Let's just see. Maybe I know how to lose these 20 pounds. I got the motivation. And then 5 hours later, you're telling your husband or you're telling your spouse or you're talking with your friend and you say, hey man, I'm healthy. I just need to lose 20 pounds according to my doctor. And some of us will take that to heart, like, oh my God, I have to lose weight. Or some of us will say, hell yeah, I knew this. I'm going to get on it right now. I know exactly what to do. But others, and I'm telling you this because it's the majority of research, states that when a doctor tells you to do something, you get that heightened sense of frequency that says, oh yeah, I know how to do it. And then 6 months later, you're still at the same weight or higher. The coach is here to help you with those little incremental steps that basically help you find the time in your busy schedule to make those little things happen, to figure out if you don't like physical activity, figure out what else could help you either with mindset shifts or with your food that you're eating or different types of ideas, even stress relief. So, now that we know what coaching is and isn't, I want to show you a little bit or tell you a little bit about what some people come to me for and what my coaching steps are in the beginning, that one-on-one coaching experience that I keep talking about. Now, this process is true to the national coaching coach process. Okay. I want to share with you first what some people come to me for. Being that I am a both health and life coach, I do help people with health and life coach improvements. It is the holistic approach. So what I mean by holistic, what does holistic mean to you? Some people might say that holistic is a woohoo and that it's not real, that it's more spiritual than real. But medically, my friends, holistic treats the whole person, mentally and physically and socially. So holistic derives from the word holism. Holism means the whole person, taking into account mental and social factors versus the symptoms of illness. Wrap that around your head. Holistic is treating the whole person, not just their symptoms. Okay? So when people come to me, they usually come seeking out my services because they're sick and tired of the fad diets that don't work anymore. They want to get off medication. They are sick and tired of the food and calorie and workout triad confusion. They've hit plateaus. They have an inflammatory disease like Hashimoto's, IBS, or diabetes, heart disease, or they're just obese. Nothing else is wrong. And they want to reverse them, which is possible. They have chronic pain. They are tired. They just want more energy. They want to improve their relationships. They want to start a job that they would be happy in. So setting intentions. They want to have more organization. They've been grieving for months and years, and they're just so fed up. They want to love life again. They want to find who they are. So for this next explanation of my coaching process, I encourage you, if you would like, to grab a piece of paper and a pen and write this down, because this is kind of fun. I don't know if you're that type of person. Of course, not if you're driving or cleaning the house or anything, but only if you want to. The first steps that I follow in my coaching process are the interview. Reaching out to people, explaining my program. This will implement how long the program is, how long the sessions will be, what my contract is. We will establish pricing. If they need to speak with their HR, I have a sheet for that to send to their HR for their health savings plan. So we talk about all of the logistics in the first, after agreeing to the interview, right? After the interview is done, we agree to all of that. And then we talk about what they would like to have. Let's say if they had a magic wand, what would you most want? And some people, they joke around and they say, money. I just want money. With money, I can do anything. But others, they really go deep and they say, well, less stress, not to feel guilty about parenting decisions, to really stick to my routine, etc. Then I ask if they didn't have that stress, what could they do now that they can't if they had that stress? They would say, I would go run around the yard with my kids, or I could go for a walk, etc. These simple prompted questions help me to really figure out where that person's baseline is within their program. So within the coaching world, we have these 5 stages of change. They're called pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. And as the coach, what I'm listening to are words that come out and stick out to me, like that either acknowledge or don't acknowledge the problem that they might be having. They don't even make any type of action towards it. So that would be pre-contemplation. Like there's nothing there. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm good. Contemplation would be, I know that the problem is there, but I'm just not ready to do anything with that. I'm good. Okay. Preparation is exactly what it sounds like. Getting ready to make the first steps towards the problem. So possibly saying yes to the coaching initial invitation. And then action. Actually making things happen. Changing in ways that is addressing the problem. And then maintenance. Maintenance happens when the coaches realize and the client have realized, whoa, I've achieved my goal. And I'm continuously making these good habits to get better and healthier. And in 6 months, I'm going to see my doctor and I'll have lost 20 pounds. Woo! And I can continue doing it because it's part of my lifestyle. It is now a habit that I have made for myself, and it's easy and it's weightless, effortless. I can do this with my busy lifestyle. So once the coach has understood where the person is, that is when the deeper work starts. Meeting people where they are as to not overwhelm them. That is the magic of coaching. I truly hope that you have enjoyed this episode. There have been some rough patches, but there have been some really good information. So I really hope that you have had fun. And above all, just take away one little nugget of something that you feel has changed your life by hearing this. And that one nugget, just run with that. Don't worry about all the other information that is in here. Just take that one thing that stood out to you. Yo, you did it! You put yourself first and you let healthy happen. Congratulations on choosing that for yourself. Take this energy now that you're feeling onto the entire week. And put down in the comments how you feel after the week is done. I do have 2 invitations for you. The first one is to share this podcast with someone that you feel might need it. And second, head over to my website, YovanaChase.com, and sign up for a free one-on-one virtual experience where you and I navigate together where you are and where you would like to be within the next 3 to 6 months. Let's build a plan and let's get this happening. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be a well-rounded, a whole life experience. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.